Howdy. I'm Jimmy, by the way. I'm not sure that I've even told you my name yet. Told you about everything else about my life. Thanks for joining me today. I'm outside on some logs I took down. Enjoying the breeze today. And I've been thinking about a video. I'm calling this one Rituals and Sacred Spaces. Every time I come out to the woods, it's a ritual, and it's my sacred space. You know, it'll start off in a really simple, easy way to understand. It's just a ritual of getting out of your house, getting out of the cave, and getting out of the light, seeing what the heck's going on. You know, it's just this like, I'm done with the internet. I'm done with what's going on inside. I need to get out, clear everything, go to my sacred space that nobody has perverted, right? That's a big reason I chose a piece of land that's been sitting here, nobody's touched, nobody's tainted. It's just raw and natural, like me, the way I want to be. Nature teaches you how to be pure. When you look around nature, it's not trying to trick you. It's not trying to convince you of anything. It's just raw and naked in front of you. Pure as it could be. Nature has no tricks involved in it. No alternative motive. It's not trying to get you to come outside so it can take advantage of you. Quite the opposite with mankind. They're always trying to get you to come in and they can trick you. If you haven't realized what a corrupt realm you've entered into, I don't know what you're doing. You must not be purifying at all if you can't see the blatant corruption surrounding us. And that's why I really want to talk about rituals and sacred spaces. I've created a new sacred space and a ritual in my life by taking my salt baths. For about 2 months straight, I've been doing a salt bath every day. And I'll be totally honest, most of the time, I smoke some cannabis before I get in. So you could call it a salt and smoke bath. It's my latest ritual. And when I get in that bathtub, and the water, I get it red hot. Hot as I can stand, and I basically just melt away. I'm not really thinking much when I'm in that salt bath, or it's like I think of course I'm thinking, but it's like thoughts coming from somewhere else, not from my monkey mind that's all running and busy. It's like I tapped into a deeper consciousness that I have that's more subtle, that's more silent, that's just always there. Always willing to put itself forth if you're willing to get out of the way. But I think it's been a very beneficial creation in my life, these salt and smoke baths. And each time that I've done it, the ritual, the space of that bathtub, it becomes more powerful. And it reminds me that this is it. This is how I heal myself, you know? I don't need anybody else. I don't need anything else. It's my own mechanism to purify my mind. So I just want to share that with you, you know. We all have rituals. We all have sacred spaces. Your bed is an extremely sacred space. Your bedroom. I was listening to somebody not too long ago. He was talking about how mirrors can be dangerous because you're looking into a mirror and it's kind of sucking your energy out because it's causing you to create an image in the mirror, and how you've heard things about mirrors sucking energy and they can be bad. And this guy was talking about having a mirror on your bed is like really bad. Thought that was interesting. And then he started talking about how if you have like a one night stand in your bed, you just bring some slut into your bed, you have a one night stand, it's a hurrah, it's a great time that night, but you don't understand that you've corrupted your sacred space of your bed, and you've let that person and all of their traumas and all of their psychic energy sort of explode onto your sacred space in your bed. Sex is a high energy moment. You're with somebody else, you're going to transfer things that are spiritual between one another. People love to think about sexually transmitted diseases, and it's like you don't understand how like people can transmit demons to each other by having sex with each other. Like sexually transmitted demons is a better way to look at it. Just be careful who you bring in your bed and what you do there. Because it's the amount of time that you spend in a certain spot. It's like the energy remembers you. Your energy is there. I mean, I'm sure you've smelt a loved one or been in the room where a loved one used to be, and you feel them almost. There's a reality to this, to our energy and the spaces that we inhabit. So I've talked a lot about the better side of these sacred spaces and how you need to protect your sacred spaces. But that's, when I talk about all this, I frame it in a frame of magic. Because I think magic is the best way to explain things in this realm. Science is not. Science cannot explain why anybody loves anything, okay? You want to go build a house, you want to go build stuff, you need science. But if you want to unravel the story of your life, the story of everybody around you and what we're doing, you got to get magical. Science ain't it. Okay, listening to the stories on the TV, that ain't gonna tell you what's going on here. You've got to tap into the magic that's going on around you. Science is a subset of magic, very crude subset of magic. So I want to talk about the dark spaces that are created and the dark rituals that go on. You can think of school is a very dark space, a very dark ritual. Taking children, young children that have no idea what's going on in life, taking them into this dark room, casting spells of lies and deceit, teaching the kids that they're small and insignificant, teaching them not to be creative, not to be themselves. People do not understand how bad schools are. I really think, if people didn't read and write and talk, we'd be better off. We'd be way better off as a society because all of these tricks that are going on, people would just look around and be like, that guy's lying. Or you would just know intuitively when somebody's misleading you, because there wouldn't be words to wrap your mind up and keep you brainwashed. But it's all happened. It's already done. I'm just saying the way I would, want things to be. People talk naturally. People learn language naturally. They pick it up from their family and stuff. They don't need to go to a brainwashing camp to where they become like a school of fish and they can just be caught in a net by somebody one day. Whew. Pretty windy today. Think about a hospital and the dark space and the ritual of a hospital. You have people that have not studied their own health, that don't understand that they could heal themselves. They could go into nature and pick herbs, take them and be healed. They could stop staring at screens. They could stop sitting in Wi-Fi zones. Like, the hospitals curtail to lazy people that are cursed. They didn't even try to figure out how to be healthy and take care of themselves. They just said, somebody else do it, right? So it's this ritual of stupidity and going to a hospital and being poisoned. And it's just, God, I'm sure anybody with any independent thought knows what's going on at the hospitals these days. And how there's so many mystery illnesses. It's all a big mystery. We have no idea what happened to everybody. Why they get these weird sicknesses now that didn't exist. Why these little kids... it really pisses me off when it's like you see damaged kids and they just say it's a big mystery and it was the you-know-what. But anyway... There's also, I think, churches. Churches are a sort of sacred space. They are. They are sacred spaces. People ritualistically go to church. And it disempowers them. If you haven't been paying attention, I guess I'm talking about Christianity mainly, because that's what I grew up in. But it disempowers you to go to this place, be told that you better obey or you're going to hell, right? It's like, end of story. Like, you better not, there's these 10 things you got to do. There's this guy you got to believe in. You're insignificant, by the way. Like, you can either go to hell or go to heaven, whatever. Like, you're not a god. You're not important. You need to worship a god. And just how a church, to me, and it's Sunday. Today is the ritual day. People go and, get told how they're not important, how they need to sacrifice themselves to some invisible idea. And how I'm just totally against any religion altogether. I just see it clearly. It just takes people's power away, simply put. And then if you talk about rituals and sacred spaces, you gotta talk about government and all the buildings and all of the rituals that go on with it and the spaces. I mean, they have all of it looks like old architecture. It looks like they stole some old architecture. All these old federal buildings, they look more like something from a past civilization that we didn't even build. So it's like they stole sacred spaces to come up with their dark magic rituals in them. How Congress and all the con men meet and they write their little bills and their laws. You ever heard of a grimoire? In magic there's a thing called a grimoire, a book of spells. That's all they're doing. That's all that government is doing, is writing a grimoire, all these spells, all this stuff to cast into you and make you follow. And if you don't follow it, they have this set of rules for this guy to follow, to come and grab you and put you in a cage, right? Because they have to put magic spells on all the enforcers to get people to go and be that evil, to put people in cages. It's all based off of spelling and words and spell books. None of it's necessary. Most people know right and wrong. At least they did when they were children, and they weren't twisted and turned into adults or adulterers. Adulterers, adult, like an idiot. It's just funny how they're all adults now. Killed the inner child to become some old wretched thing in a nasty system of control. It's like, you really think the government controls these people? It's the fear that controls them. And then the old ritual, every 4 years, you get people to go into a little booth, a little closet, cast their little vote, and then it's a ritual to make them think they have a say in their world. Voting is just a wish, you know, it's a ritual for people who just want to spectate, don't really want to be a part of life. They go and do their little ritual, and then they all whine to each other about who won and who lost. And just this ritual of seeing this side win, and then they destroy everything, and then this side wins, and then they destroy everything, and then it's just, man. If these people who vote ever realize they're both sides are working for the same team that just enslaves people. There is no Republicans, there is no Democrats. There's only people that enforce and enslave others. And then there's free men and free women who won't associate, who are doing their darndest to try and show people where they've gone wrong. I have all these talks because I just feel like I've really hit a nerve in this realm of what's really going on, and how it's just rituals and dark magic. And how people are kind of cursed and subdued by it all. They really can't snap out of it. They can't create their own sacred space, their own rituals. So I said all that nasty stuff about the realm because it's true. Magic, the dark side of magic has screwed up anything it can here. And so if we want a better world, we have to make our own rituals, our own sacred spaces that come from a pure place of the heart. That's why I do these videos. I feel like it's pure. It's just me putting my words out there. Maybe a couple people will see it. Maybe somebody will change their mind. Try a little more magic instead of being a stick in the mud, following their orders. Creation's wide open. I don't know what everybody's waiting on. Like, there's a lot to heal. There's a lot that needs to be fixed right now. No reason to sit back and wait for somebody else to do it. That's the reason it is the way it is because there's been this magic spell of everybody's a spectator in life. And your officials, your authorities who author reality get to decide what to do. It was never that way. It's just a big fake front for corruption. So get your sacred space together, get your ritual of purification together, get rid of the corruption of this realm that's been put in you. That's my message. Uncorrupt yourself, purify yourself like cool, clear spring water. Wash the mind out. I love you all. Enjoy yourselves.